Hello friends and welcome back for another episode of Indie Impressions. My name is Nick and today we're going to be checking out something called I'm Null, another difficult one to categorize as far as genre goes. I would put this sort of in the general realm of a first-person art installation exhibition with a little bit of an emergent quality to it and some very bizarre happenings that can go on. I should warn you at the forefront here, this game does, or experience I guess we could call it, does have some rather mature content in it, not anything that should really shock anybody per se, but I guess I would say this is probably more geared towards 18 plus, if that matters to you, I guess, just so you know. Anyway, let's start by defining ourselves. You can see we've got this one blinking cursor here, and we can only define ourselves as integers, and this sort of begins a process of us trying to put our head in the space of where this developer, I think, has gone, and we're basically trying to depersonalize ourselves right now for the sake of this art statement, and I'm okay with that. Let's try it. So I'm going to press 666, because why not? Here we go. Integers have been defined, and we spawn in a very strange place. Actually, a random place. I wasn't sure where it would end up, but I spawned somewhere a little bit different than I was last time. So what this appears to be is we're in a bit of a wireframe zone where there are ambient sounds and animations and things popping in and out. And as we walk, we can see the draw distance is extremely short. I want to go look at that, but the sound is kind of very loud, so I'm going to kind of go around it for the moment. We'll come back in the other direction after you've gotten your feet wet a little bit with what this experience might be. So we can follow the power poles here. We've got a house off in the distance, and what looks to be some lines, as well as a little bit of a sort of a command log going on at the top. It says, "Come closer, a number has been banned. Thank you, not too close." So it could be a little bit interesting trying to figure out what exactly is going on here. I have some ideas, but I'm not 100% sure. One thing I do seem to know, though, is these lines, this line here, as well as those lines over there, are actually very likely to be players. As you can see, this is character 0, and there might be a little bit of like a spy party thing going on here, where maybe there's simulated people as well as actual people going on and playing around in the server. So I'm not sure who's real and who's not, or if any of them are real, or if, you know, the reverse has happened. 0 has been banned. May I come in? So there's strange things going on. There might be an admin that's actually here viewing and changing things, or maybe that's just to give me the illusion that that's what's going on. But basically, we're all stick people, we're all numbers, and all we're represented by is that completely depersonalized statement. And it's an interesting world where we have no idea where we are or what we're seeing or what's going to happen. Everything that exists is entirely a construct based out of some fragment of a memory. And it looks like we just exist in this void, right? Like every direction you go in is most likely going to be empty. However, that's not the case. We just can't see what's ahead of us until we walk in it. So there's a little bit of an interesting element in that. It appears that we've got some signposts that can kind of lead us in the direction of other things, given that the characters that these other people inhabit don't necessarily seem to be bound by the view distance fog or the rendering distance that takes place with the rest of the objects. So we can sort of see where they form up and then follow them into places where hopefully more interesting things will happen. So this is Null. Null is what I'm hoping is either the Ghost in the Machine or the developer. I'm not sure which. I've been banned. Alright, well, apparently I did something wrong here. I was thinking I had a very interesting experience when I was doing my test for the sake of this recording, where it seemed like I went and I followed the developer on Twitter right after I had booted this game up, and then right after that had happened, I noticed a bunch of people got banned, and then I saw this shopping cart flying through the world. I was like, did the developer realize someone's playing the game and then join up and then look to see what's going on? It's an interesting world where that can happen, where like the experience that I have might have been formed by actions that I took completely independent of the game. Also not a thing that I necessarily would say is an experience that necessarily should or would be replicated in any other context. I just found it to be something a little special and different. So apparently since I've been banned, I have no choice but to leave and rejoin as a different user. Apparently, naming myself 666 might have been too controversial in a game where naked women's mannequins' heads fall off on a regular basis. I'm not sure. We haven't seen that yet, but it's in here. So I'm going to reboot as a new character, so I will be right back. Okay, so I'm going to actually name myself 1024 now, and see where it puts me this time. Can't tell what we're looking at here. Should I be worried? Oh, it's just more mannequins. That one seems to have an Illuminati head with eyes. Alright, no sounds over here. So this is one of the other statements that I think this does very well is the use of ambient sound to create sort of a soundscape in a way that creates more than just the visuals and really gives you a lot more insight into the temperament of the area that you're inhabiting. What on earth is that? It's just, it looks like a big mess of polygons. Oh god, the Nike logo! Seriously, what is happening right now? This is what I like about this. You have no idea what to expect, and like the fact that the assets seem to be made up primarily of just this wireframe edge means that there could be a lot of very unexpected things happening, as well as the fact that there's like an admin wandering around doing weird things and messing around with what's happening in the game itself. Or, again, the ghost in the machine, we're not sure. Very mysterious stuff. I can't actually tell what this shape even is supposed to represent, really. Maybe if I get far enough away or look at it from the right angle. Is it a Japanese Shogun helmet, or like a Neon Genesis Evangelion head? I can't really tell. Number 126 seems to be adequately perplexed about the whole thing as well. I like the idea of branding it with the Nike logo, though. Alright, can we find our way back to civilization? Well, let's look for other player characters, if there are any. I'm turning slowly here. Do I see... No, I see this one flickering dot off in the distance, but I can't tell if that's just an artifact or if that's a real thing. It keeps being over in this direction, so I'm going to head over here. Oh, okay, there they are. Okay, I see a tree. Oh, where is this? Oh, a giant rifle. Money, Illuminati, heart, arrow, squiggle, pot leaf, cross. Alright, it's basically all the things that inhabit the world's culture, especially the squiggle. How about this forest? What's going on over here? Anything cool? Hoping for a little bit more soundscapeness. Pretty sure it's out there somewhere. Imagine how much of an effect this could have if you just for one moment decided to make an area that was colored differently. I mean, you kind of get really used to everything being monochromatic like this. And if you just had one full-color object appear arbitrarily in this, I think that would actually really be quite impactful. Although I would assume you'd want to save that for a space where that would make the most sense, and I'm not sure, maybe just haven't found that yet. I have no idea what the bounds are in this world. It seems like it could go on quite far. I've seen a variety of things that I haven't seen in this run, or this walkthrough, or whatever we want to call this. Oh, that's quite hypnotizing, actually. This reminds me of this one road that I always would come back from when I'd go to concerts. Had a very similar, just sort of like, the lights went off into the distance forever feeling. Kind of calming, actually. It's strange how that can happen. You get these little moments of a memory in your life, and then they just get triggered by some sequence of events completely unrelated. Maybe that's partially, you know, the pursuit of art in general, to try and just remind people of their humanity in ways that they wouldn't expect, or to bring them to a space where they would never, you know, think that they could end up going via a route that they never ended up meaning to travel, if that makes any sense. Kind of curious if this ends anywhere. Is this just going to loop me back around or something? I wonder if maybe I'm just, like, in a tunnel right now. Maybe this is just going to loop me every time I reach a certain one of these lights. I mean, I could just keep going. Oh! Oh my goodness, what is this? I've reached the overpass. Maybe we could find some jeans under the bridge and boil them. It's a Always Sunny reference. Okay, there seems to be another player over here. See, I had thought at first that the players were completely immune to view distance, but no, it actually seems like they have their own setting. It's just much, much further. Oh, this is so strange. Like, the feeling from this, like, I wish there was a little bit more sound happening right now, or any sound happening right now. I just turned up my headset to make sure that I wasn't missing anything. But this is surprisingly tranquil for some of the chaos that's gone on in some of the other realms that I've visited. there was an area where it just was like blaring this radio sound with an audio clip that, I don't know, I presume was from some sort of movie, but it sounded like someone was in pain or pleasure. It was kind of difficult to tell, actually. And that was a little surprising to run into completely out of nowhere, but this just seems like it's very calm and the opposite of that type of moment. Especially we've got these trees over here. I wonder if there's just more spaces off to the side that I should just go wander around in. I feel like there's so much room here that you might just never find most of it. Which I kind of love that idea, like that there's these spaces that are just impenetrable just by virtue of them being secluded in fog, if that makes sense. It'd be kind of nice, though, if there was a way you could, like, check off the areas, if maybe you had a map or something that would just guide you in the general direction of places you haven't seen yet. But I think that's, again, part of the mystery of this, and part of the wonder of this is running into places you never thought you'd find. I mean, all of a sudden, completely out of nowhere, we go from nothing to a highway leading to another highway, and who knows what else. Maybe this player over here knows what's up. Oh, we found power lines. Alright, where power lines exist, we must be close to civilization, right? Kind of want to follow these a little bit. See if they lead anywhere cool. Let's at least go visit where that player character is, and then we'll maybe wrap it up for now. Oh, how on earth did I get here? Okay, that's so creepy. Every time I get near this house, it's like Silent Hill all over again. So this seems to be where the majority of players congregate. I wonder if they all tend to spawn over here and then slowly spread out over time. And perhaps what I ended up doing was walking so far off of one side of the map that maybe I ended up respawning around the other side. Oh my god, there's chairs everywhere here. One of them is knocked over, it looks like. Alright. That's actually not the one that I was talking about before, but equally blaring. Uh-oh. People are getting banned. Got banned again. That's what I get for looking at... I'm Null. The Null character that just seems to rove around and wreck everything for some reason. It's a mystery. Maybe it's telling you to stay away from the other people for that reason. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up since this lady's going to be blaring in the side of my ear now. So thank you everybody for watching. As always, if you'd like to check this out, it is totally free. You can play it in your browser. There will be a link in the description. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like on it. I'll be back again tomorrow for a new episode of Indie Impression, as is every day. So if you enjoyed the series, be sure to come on back. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you all have a fantastic night. Talk to y'all later.
Surrender.